Hey, slashers and scream queens, and welcome to the Horror Daddies Show.
A podcast where we talk about horror movies.
And the daddies in them.
Hey, Carlos, what movie did we watch today?
Well, before I tell you what movie we watch, I am Carlos, the Horror Daddy himself.
And I'm your film daddy, John.
And today we watch Ready or Not.
Here I come. You can't hide.
Don't get copyrighted.
Yeah, that's it. All right, so I've never seen this movie before. Always wanted to because I seen the ending scene with her smoking at the end, but I've never seen the movie.
Okay.
I loved it.
Yeah,
That's all I got to say.
I'm glad you did. Glad you did.
How did you enjoy it your first time watching it?
Yeah, so the first time I saw this, I saw people talking about it. It was like this big thing, kind of. And I saw it. I ended up loving it. Was not expecting the twist at the end. That got me, and that made me love it even more.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I think this movie it's entertaining throughout the whole entire thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you haven't seen it, we're gonna spoiler, of course, but go watch it. It is great. We watched it on Amazon Prime. You have to rent it, unfortunately, but
yeah, it was free somewhere, but I won't say where. Petty, because they always do that shit. So,
oh, I see.
Yeah, directed by Matt Bettolini, Open, and Tyler Gillette, also the directors of Scream.
Oh,
2022.
Yes.
And written by Gary. I can't read my own handwriting. I'm so sorry. But I wrote in the dark. Hold on, I got it on my phone here. Written by Guy Busick and R. Christopher Murphy.
And we have our starting cast, which I'm sorry, but already daddy of the movie, Samara Weaving.
Yes,
as
Scream
Grace
Queen herself.
Oh, she is amazing. I fucking love her. Like, she is so great.
I know she needs to be in more movies.
Yeah, like, come on, she needs to be having roles like The Rock.
Honestly, the way Carlos works, like me, anytime I see her name in a movie, I'm in there watching it, and I probably will end up liking it.
I literally, if she's in it, I'm definitely watching it.
Babysitter too, but
oh yeah, that's different story. Though. It was
but the first one, she's in another movie that's on Shudder. That's like in this office, and people like have a virus, and they're all killing each other. Anything she does, I'm in here for.
She was a Deadite in Evil Ash vs. Evil Dead. She was in one episode in the cabin. So I was so hyped for her because I was like, hell yeah, she's a bad bitch.
Love her.
Yeah, she's great.
We also have Adam Brody, daddy as fuck. Adam Brody, known for Jennifer's Body, Scream 4.
Oh.
He's in Shazam. He's one of the Hero brothers.
Wait, he is? Oh shit! I didn't even recognize
him.
him.
Obviously done a lot of other stuff, but Jennifer's Body, obviously, finest of all.
Which I have to watch because I haven't watched that.
And Mark O'Brien, who's Alex, they are brothers.
Oh, okay. I thought in real life, I was like, wait, really?
No, like in the movie. In the movie, they are brothers.
Even
Daniel
though they look nothing alike.
Yeah, no, I mean, but it's fine. They're both cute. And then Henry Sari, he plays Tony. He's the dad.
He's the daddy. That's it.
And then as we go on, I'll give you the other family.
Yeah, because we have a whole family of people to introduce. But yeah, I think it's a fantastic movie. A lot of comedy. This is definitely a horror comedy because I thought it was gonna be more serious.
No,
but it's really not. It has a bunch of jokes. It's really funny. I think I never got tired of it. A lot of personalities, and you like start feeling bad for Grace, but then you start rooting for her, and you're like, okay, Grace, let's go.
Yeah, there's that, and then also some people in the family, I'm like, I don't want. Okay, spoiler, they all die. But it's like I don't want them to die.
Yeah, it's
some
true.
of them, but then some of them
like you feel bad. Like you feel bad.
But if and also there's some deaths in here that are like accidents, and I feel like they needed to be accidents because why would you like? What was the point of killing them?
Yeah, that's so true.
We just needed some body counts throughout the movie,
and they're like, fuck it, you're not important.
Yeah,
it's definitely.
Which is the accident deaths are the funniest
for sure because you never expect them because you're like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah, I think it's a fantastic movie, so go watch it, please. And then check out our review or watch it at the same time. Oh, whatever you want, honestly. But definitely go support it.
For sure. So it's we basically have Samara. We open on credits with introducing us and showing us all these like board games and stuff. And it's really cool. And it's like you get the feeling that this is a family that has a game business. But these games, if you look at them, they have like a second meaning to them. Kind of like a rich, like satanic meaning to them.
Yeah, I like the Lebeo's Gambit.
Yeah,
because it looks kind of demonic a little bit, and I'm like, there's something suspicious. And it's like, old as fuck too.
And then all the games have like you see some games, and one of them is called like Family Ritual, and it's like they have like a second meaning.
Yeah,
which
so it's really interesting. So you can tell that they're obsessed with like you don't know if they're like super obsessed with games or whatever, but we find out that the family has history with these board games.
Yeah, they have a board game company, and they're super rich, but they also have a deal with the devil basically to run this business and keep their riches, as one would say. We meet two little boys. It's Daniel and Alex has young kids, and Daniel hides Alex in like the wardrobe, but he doesn't go to Narnia. And and then we see a groom, and Daniel snitches on this groom.
Yeah, because he's like, okay, so he has an arrow sticking out of his body. He's like, please help me, little Daniel. Yeah. Please help. And Daniel went, this motherfucker's right here. Mom, Dad, he's right here.
Yeah, he just goes ahead and snitches on him, and the whole family comes over. We have a bride that's crying, and then it cuts to Grace, but we assume that they kill him, and we don't know what's going on.
No, I think he gets shot, and then they pull him into the door that says Le Dome.
It's their gaming room that no one's allowed in there but family members. Yeah. And that's basically where they have to do the ritual before sunrise. So, before this movie started, my thing was, okay, if this movie, because their whole thing is that they have to survive, they have to play a game, and the groom or whoever's getting married has to survive or whatever. So I thought that no matter what game you got, there was going to be a twist to the game,
right?
But it was going to be deadly. So I was like, oh, this would be kind of cool if they can spun this into like sequels, prequels, even though I probably said last week that some movies don't need it. Like this one doesn't need one. I'm just saying. Yeah. That'll be interesting to see
see other games.
If all the games are deadly. But the thing is that the only one game that's deadly is the hide and seek game.
Yeah, they could literally pull any game, but the hide and seek is the bad card. Like they say, this is the only one card that you should never pull.
Because it's basically a survive. It will turn into a ritual. Because the other spouses and wives or whatever, they've played other games like chess and Maids Out or something. Yeah. But they're not deadly. They're just regular board games. And then I guess their ritual is sacrificing a goat.
Yeah,
in the morning.
Which I'm like, damn, it would be kind of interesting to see like a deadly version of a game. That would be super interesting. And I was like, but I guess it makes kind of sense if it's with the ritual. So.
So we meet Grace. She's kind of talking to herself in the mirror, I guess, reading like she's pretending like she's getting married, and she's saying the I do's and stuff. And then we meet Alex, and we're finding out that they're getting married. He does end up asking her like, hey, if you want to pull out of this, you can, because Grace is very nervous that she feels like the family doesn't like her for some reason.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they think that she's there for the money, because they literally live in like a castle. Like it's fucking crazy.
That, and also since she's kind of poor, he's rich, that's what they're thinking. But at the same time, it's like, oh, if she pulls that card, we're going to kill her.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it doesn't matter at this point.
And then Alex seemed to have ran away from the family, so he's been staying away from all this time. But since he's getting married, knowing it's a tradition, he has to come back home.
Yeah. And I do like, okay, so at first, I don't know if they even played with it, but I immediately thought of like the whole bad luck thing where he saw her before getting married. Oh, yeah. So I was like, oh, are they going to play with that? Because... I mean, he did see her, which technically I guess it kind of works out at the end. Like, they do kind of get bad luck, but I immediately thought of that. Like, that's superstition.
I have a question for the end.
Okay, cool. Yeah. But we also meet Daniel while they're, like, kind of, like, bickering or whatever about... Because Alex does tell her, like, do you want to stay? Like, this is your one way out. I'm not joking or anything. If you want to not get married, that is okay with me. Yeah. And she's like, nah, I'm all in, baby. Let's go.
Because his thing is that he wishes he can tell her the secret, but he really cannot.
Which I'm like...
Which he should have.
He should have. He could have.
Because the thing is, they have to get married in order to keep this... do the whole thing. If they don't get married, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because it's once she joins into the family.
Yeah, so if they're boyfriend and girlfriend for the rest of their lives... doesn't matter, which is what they should have done. But then I don't know if there's like certain rules. It's like, well, if you have kids, then the kids will have to take the last name, and then what if the kids have to play the game? It's like I'm probably overthinking it.
Probably.
But I mean, it's when
it is true. It's rules that you kind of have to think about.
I guess it's American tradition.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know if you ever have a family member that like has like a secret, like, oh, they make this bomb ass fucking food and they never share their secret, only with the family. And then so that's their way of being like, if you get married to us, and then we can tell you this. So then they can share their riches with her.
It would have been interesting to see a movie where she gets married, she doesn't play that game, and then we cut time from when they were little to now. It's 30 years.
It's 30 years.
If we cut like some time, and then they pull the card and she's not into the hide and seek game. Yeah. And it's the whole movie her trying to save the other person. That would have been cool too.
Yeah, that could have been good. I don't know why I thought the idea of this movie was that she was giving choices and she had to pick one.
Oh, and then she chooses the game.
She chooses hide and seek because she's like, okay, this is one that I can just get over it. Because imagine going into the table, you pull off like Monopoly. It's like, I don't want to play Monopoly. So, so like, I might as well just play hide and seek because that's like a dumb game.
That's true. Or also be cool, like if it was very like paranormal or like real fake, where like you get sucked into the game, kind of like Jumanji.
Like Jumanji. That's true.
Whatever game you pick, but it's like it's like very horrific wherever you go. Like Hungry Hippos, you end up in the fucking Everglades with hippos everywhere, and you guys
like monsters, like super crazy.
This movie could have went a lot of places. But it stays real simple.
It stays simple, but it's also a little crazy.
But really good though, really good.
Yeah.
So. We cut to them having a photo shoot when they're taking the wedding photos.
They're just talking.
Everyone's talking mad shit throughout these pictures.
Such a family.
Yeah, like we see that we have Aunt Helen. She's like white hair, looks evil. She looks like the lady from The Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, like pull the lever, Kronk.
Yeah, that's exactly. I forgot her name, but that's what she looks like. Aunt Helen. We meet the mom, Becky. We meet Daniel and his wife Charity, and Charity, she's soulless.
My God, I love her.
I know you love her.
I love her.
But
she's great.
She's so soulless. Everyone talks shit about her, and she just has an evil face.
And she don't give a fuck. You know what she says?
No. I give a fuck because I don't.
No, she really doesn't. So she. So, what was I saying? So then we do meet the mom, Becky. Mom's very nice.
Yeah,
she seems very, very nice.
And she's the only one that kind of accepts her, being like, hey, like, I was in your footsteps. Yeah. Fake ass bitch. Like, she's like, oh, I was in your footsteps. Like, you know what I said? Fuck the family.
Yeah.
Like, all that matters is what Alex thinks, you know? And she looks at Alex like, you know what? You're right. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And we are missing one sibling that we haven't met yet. We'll meet her later.
Yeah, and they're talking mad shit about that person.
Yeah. So this is when they get married. We cut to them in the room, about to do the thingamajig. But fucking jump scare because Aunt Helen is fucking coming out of the closet.
Yeah, she's just standing there like mad evil.
And she's like, you have to go to the studio room in 5 minutes before midnight. We have to play the game.
You have to hide better than that. And I'm like, bitch, nobody was hiding.
Yeah,
I was trying to hide this dick inside of her. Like,
you were in my room.
So, come on.
So Grace is like, what the fuck? And Alex is like, we got secret tunnels. And she's like, of course you do, because you're fucking rich.
Like, what a house. Like, she doesn't question it. She just goes, oh, of course.
So this is what he's trying to explain to her, like, hey, so my family has like this tradition where like we have to play a game, and that's when they really will accept you into the family. And Grace is like, oh, like a game, like a board game. And he's like, yeah. And you don't have to win or nothing. You just have to play, and then they like you.
And I hate that the examples that he gives. It's like, yeah, you could pull like chess or like checkers. And,
doesn't say that if you pull hide and seek, we might have to murder you.
Yeah,
Give me
I
a
just
warning.
imagine how he's like, hide and seek, we kill you. Like, something stupid. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna play this. Fuck, I don't know how to play checkers.
Yeah.
Like I'm good at it. And she is so optimistic because she's like, oh, that's fine. Because she doesn't have to win. So if it's any other game, she doesn't have to win. Just as long as she participates, she's good. So, but hide and seek, unfortunately, there's like,
you have to die.
Yeah.
Because so the thing is, spoiler. I mean, I don't even know why you're still listening if you haven't seen it. But the thing is that if she if she wins, they all die. Yeah,
Everywhere.
they literally well, the thing is that they all think, okay, so my first time watching them, like, they think they're all gonna die by the devil of Mr. Lebel. So because
You said that in like 5 different ways.
Lebel. They all think that he's gonna come and kill them all.
Yeah, they're like, we had no evidence, nothing.
Yeah, my thing is, what if he just didn't show up and they're like, oh, well, what the fuck?
Yeah, we've been doing this for no reason.
Okay, we'll get there.
We'll get
It's
there.
really funny. So
So yeah, she's getting ready. And they go meet her at the music room, and she's like, "Of course, a fucking music room,
Yeah, you
because
rich
that's so
people.
normal."
we see that everyone's giving her looks except Becky. Becky's kind of talking to her, telling her, "Thank you for bringing my son back.
Yeah,
I
she
really
says,
missed him.
"What is it? I promised me to bring him back
More often."
No, she said like keep him.
Or keep him around.
Yeah, something like that. And she like hugs her like so happy because she's like, "Oh, I knew you would promise or whatever."
And then Alex takes Grace away. He seems super nervous about what's about to go down. And she's like, "Are you okay? We're just gonna play a game." And this is when we meet his sister Emily and Fitch, and she seems like the crazy drunk sister.
Yeah, she's like wants to make everything. She wants to be perfect, but she always fucks up. Like she's just like a kind of like a fuck up.
Yeah, and her husband Mitch, who he reminds me of the one guy from Beetlejuice. The house decor guy.
Yeah,
that's what he reminds me of.
He looks like him a little bit actually.
And she has 2 kids. So we go into the game room where only family members are allowed. And this is when Tony, the dad, starts explaining everything, that his great-grandfather was a seaman.
He's seaman that created play cards.
Yeah.
Playing cards, and then it expanded to board games and to other games from that.
He was poor, so he made the deal with Mr. LaBelle. And the deal was, if he solves this box and solves it before he gets to his destination, then he'll give him all the riches or whatever the hell it was. So he does solve it. They make the bargain, and ever since then they've been very, very rich. I will say they've only played hide and seek once before, which is when we saw it in the movie.
Yeah.
In the earlier movie, and they haven't played it ever since. So it's not like they kill people every generation.
Yeah, because one of the people says, I think the mom, Becky, was like, this only happened once since I've been with the family.
Yeah. Which, then it's happened twice then.
Maybe.
Because if she came after then, because Aunt Helen is super old.
Well, yeah.
And it happened to her.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe it has happened. Well, I don't think they said how many times. I think they just said like it has happened, but it hasn't happened.
Since she was in the family, but if you think about it, since Aunt Helen is like 90, and it happened to her, then it happened one time before that one. Which they do make a thing that they said in the 80s they like to wear masks.
Yeah,
because it's a reference to the slashers. So okay, so it's probably happened like
a couple times.
This is like maybe the third time.
Yeah, maybe
it happens. So they go into the game room. They do all this. She puts the card in the box, and then when she pulls the card out, it says
it's blank.
Yeah, it's blank.
And then he puts it, and it like burns a game into it, and then it has hide and seek. So it's a chance game, and she doesn't show it. Which, I mean, obviously we know what it is, but everyone looks at it and is like, oh, like. Alex is so heartbroken because he's like, oh, fuck, we're going to have to kill this bitch. Like, this sucks. And his heart drops to his ass.
Yep.
And she is so oblivious. Of what's happening. She's just like, oh, okay, this is dumb.
Yeah. And they have until dawn to kill her. So it starts at midnight. And they basically have until like 6, 7 a.m. to kill her. She has 100 seconds to hide, and
they play this record that it has like a song.
It has a hide and seek song, which I don't know if it's a real song, but
but we were talking and we're like, is the song maybe 100 seconds exactly? Because it starts 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready or not, here I come.
Yeah,
and then that's when they start chasing her.
Yeah, so they give her a head start. Everyone grabs a weapon, and they're all old-fashioned weapons.
Yeah, so the rules is that they have to play it traditional, traditional to their ancestors.
Like great-grandfather.
Yeah, so it's like The weapons are super old. Like even the guns, like they don't have like Glocks and shit. It's literally like medieval fucking guns. It's so weird.
And they do have cameras in the house, but they don't use them because they have to go by tradition.
Yeah.
So they're the camera, because Grace makes a point. She's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go hide, but y'all can just see me on the camera. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. We don't use those.
Yeah, they turn them off.
We go by tradition here.
And the only technology that they use is they locked all the doors so that she can't leave outside of the perimeter.
Yeah, she's literally locked in. So she decides to first hide in a dumbwaiter. And she's just waiting there. And she kind of gets impatient. The family sets out to see her. Alex sneaks her way through a secret tunnel. And no one knows this because they told them to stay in the room. But then Charity, Daniel's wife, she wants to fuck Alex. Why? We never know. I don't blame her. I would have wanted to get game banged by the two brothers myself or whatever. So Grace gets tired of waiting and she leaves the dumbwaiter and she's just trying to sneak around the house, trying to hide. But then Alex grabs her from fucking one of the tunnels and sneaks her into the room again.
And it's like a fucking jump scare. It fucking got me because I was not expecting that.
And then, we do have the maid. There's 3 maids in this house.
Yeah.
One of them is putting the 2 boys to sleep, Emily's 2 boys, but one of the boys sneaks away because she fell asleep.
And she's like, oh, fuck. So she's roaming around the house.
And she's looking for him. And then Grace and Alex hide like under the bed kind of. And she comes in the room looking for him. And when she's walking out, she gets fucking shot in the face.
Yep.
And you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, because Grace has no idea.
Yeah,
like they make it a point.
Yeah.
They make it a point where like she can't know because that's the easiest. Because that way if she hides, oh hey, I'm good, shoot her and she's dead, whatever. But no, now she knows what the fuck is happening.
Yep.
And Alex is like, I've been trying to, I didn't know how to tell you. I couldn't tell you because you freak out and leave me.
Yeah. I do like this because the maid sees her and she's trying to snitch on her.
Yeah.
And she can't because she can't talk because she got shot in the face. So Emily is the one Emily's on coke. Literally.
Yeah.
Crack. We don't know this yet. We'll know in 5 minutes. But she's like, I got her. And then the aunt's like, you dumb bitch. She's wearing black. She's not the bride. And
like this poor girl, her whole face got fucked up and she is so excited and she is fucked it up. And then she's crying like, I'm so stupid. Yeah. I'm so dumb.
Why am I here? So they take her away. Then they do this thing where they do heads or tails of who's gonna grab the feet or the head for the dead body.
Who's gonna grab the heads or the tail of the body?
The feet, the tail, whatever.
It's because like it's the heaviest part is the top. So it's like, okay, let's see. It's to make it even, I guess. It's so dumb. But it's like a little quirk that the whole family has. Yeah. I do love that they're always, like, even though they're planning to kill this person, they still don't have no idea. They're like, this wasn't supposed to happen. What do we do now? Yeah. It's like they're having like a dilemma.
They're not professional killers,
no,
obviously.
Not at all.
They weren't prepared for this, even especially the new generation. So this is when Alex is like, I've been trying to tell you. There's this whole thing where you play hide and seek. They have to kill you before dawn, all this. And she's like, well, then why the fuck would you want me to get married? Why did you let me get married to you? He's like, because you wanted to.
He's like, I gave you the choice.
Yeah, and if I didn't ask you to marry me, you would have left.
And she's like, oh, well, that's true.
True. But he also could have just told her, like, hey, if I marry you, my family's going to kill you.
He's like, there's a high chance you're going to die.
But she would have been like, you just fucking lying because you just a fuckboy like all the rest. You just don't want to marry me. Just tell me the truth. Why the fuck would your family kill? It's like, you can't win. Men can't win no matter what. So no matter what he would have explained to her, he would have lost that argument.
Yeah, I guess.
So.
But fuck. Would you take that chance if Frankie came up to you and was like, Carlos, if we get married, there is a 1 out of 100th chance that you might die.
My thing is, they've only been together for 2 years.
A year and a half, bro.
Well, some people say 2 years. We don't know. Why is she so rushing to get married? Y'all be fine.
I mean, well, she says it. She says that she doesn't have family, so he knew how important family was. Which, in my mind, it kind of makes me feel like he kind of used her a little bit. Like, oh, I'm a like, yeah, come to my family.
Well, he also didn't know she was gonna pull that card.
I guess that's true.
They kind of explain why she might have pulled that card. But girl, you could have waited a few more years.
Yeah,
or you honestly don't need to get married. It's just paperwork. What?
I mean, she does.
What
mention that.
What are the privileges?
She does mention that, but he says
You
it's
get
the
his
rule.
money if something happens to him. Oh, what a privilege! Just tell him to leave you something in the savings.
But she does say like we could have eloped or what, and he goes, no, it's a set of rules that we have to follow. We have to get married in this house, and like you have to play this game. That's just how.
And I would have been like, you know what? I'd rather not die, so we don't gotta get married. But I'm still hitting it at night. That's it. Yep. Yep. So she's running through the tunnel. She gets battle ready. She rips up her dress, which I think they made like 7 or 9 of these dresses, and they made them in each form that she'll be wearing them.
Okay, that makes sense.
That way they all look kind of
like consistent.
Yes.
I do love the design. Like, I mean, we do get it later, but her with the yellow Converse with the wedding dress that's like super fancy. I don't know. For me, it's more like, oh, she's rich, but she still stays humble to like her starting.
Yeah. I did like that she had Converse and not like fucking red bottoms.
Exactly.
That's her other pair of shoes.
And they're like super yellow, all fucked up Converse. I thought it was really cool.
So she has her little Converse. She rips up her dress so it's shorter, so she's not walking on. She can run.
She's smart.
And
She
she's
thinks
running.
with her brain.
And he told her go down the hallway and go right, but I think she goes left.
No, she says go left to the kitchen.
Okay, go left, but then she goes right. So she missed she hit the wrong door, and when she goes to that door, she runs into Daniel, Tony, and Aunt Helen carrying the dead maid. And then the thing is, Tad is like, we gotta find her, and she walks out like, and then Daniel's like, found her.
Like they literally just look, they stare like deer in front of headlights.
You
They're
can
just
tell,
like,
you can tell they don't do this. And then Emily pops her head out of the hallway. Oh, there she is, and shoots. This girl almost shot the whole family. She's just shooting people. Oh, and I forgot, she did snort some coke before she came out here.
Right before this, she literally was like, I got this.
You got this, girl. Get your head in the game. She shoots at her, misses, drops the gun, and the gun shoots like a couple more times. I'm surprised no one got shot.
Like literally the whole family's like, what the fuck, Emily?
She's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
But she goes back into the thing. She like
No, she runs by her. She runs past her.
yeah,
she
true.
runs
She
down the
kinda
hallway
pushes
more.
her. That's right.
So she's in like the family room, like a big dining room, and she's hiding. She hears some people coming, and she's hiding against the wall. And Daniel just opens the door and looks at her, and she's like, "Oh fuck!" And he's like, "Girl, they gonna come get you."
Yeah,
he's super chill about
it's
it.
It's such a tense scene because she's hiding, like looking this way, and he just walks behind her through one of those secret entrances, and he looks at her and goes, "I'm just here to get a drink."
Yep.
Like, and he starts sipping. He goes, "You know, I'm gonna have to rat you out, right?" And she's like, "You don't have to do that." And he's like, "Yep, sorry, but
I have to. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go for 10 seconds."
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna give you a 10-second head start. He does, but I love his 10-second head start is Mississippi 1.
Yeah.
Mississippi 2.
Mississippi 2.5.
Yeah, so he gives her a whole ass head start, and then he snitches. Charity comes in, and Charity's like, "Oh, you let her go."
And he's just like sitting like, yep. I let her go.
And she's like, "Oh, you're useless." And
He's
she's
like,
like, "Yeah, so are you."
Like he does not give a fuck.
Yeah, we do get some backstory with Charity here, where she's kind of, I guess she was poor before this, so she rather have sold her soul to this family than be where she was at before.
Yeah, she even says, she's like, when you told me, I would have rather died than be where I was at before.
Yeah, so she's just a home digger, pretty much. Yeah, to be honest,
she literally is the definition of a gold digger.
Yep.
Because she literally just wanted the riches. That's it.
She ain't with no broke person.
No, not at all.
It's also Adam Brody, so I blame him.
That's true.
So this is when Emily accidentally kills another maid because
so
there's a crossbow.
Fitch.
Yeah, Fitch has it.
Emily's husband has like this gigantic medieval fucking crossbow, and he's like, I don't even know how to work this thing. Yeah. We forgot that he uses the bathroom, but it's literally just so he can look up YouTube tutorials on how to use one. Yeah, because he has no idea how to use it.
It's a quick scene. It's really funny.
And it's like super heavy. So she's like, "Oh, I don't have a gun anymore," and he goes, "You know what? Take this." Like he just did not want to deal with it.
And she's like, and shoots okay. So the maid is coming to snitch on Grace, and then she just shoots her right in the eye, and it's and she's like, "Oh, what the fuck."
And I do love that she dies. Everyone's like, "Fucking Emily, really?"
Another one.
And then like the grandma's like, "We gotta kill this," and then like she gets interrupted by the the corpse and going like gargling
Yeah.
her own blood.
She interrupts her like, okay, so she tries to start the sentence like 3 times, and the 3 times she starts, it interrupts her. She gets fucking annoyed. Mind you, this grandmother has a fucking gigantic axe. She looks like the huntress from Dead by Daylight.
It's bigger than her.
Yeah.
The blade alone is bigger than her.
Bigger than her head.
And she is trying to start this sentence, and she keeps getting interrupted. And unfortunately, she goes,
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Yep. And cuts her head off and makes her stop. And then she's like, we got to catch this bitch before dawn. Like,
that's all she wanted to say.
Yeah. As the movie goes on, the family's like losing their fucking minds because they can't catch this girl.
Yeah.
And there's like 10 of them.
Yeah, they're like, fuck, we missed our window that she had no idea. Now she knows, and she's being a fucking crazy and killing. She's taking all of us out.
Literally. But the maids first. I did forget that the first maid that they're like, oh, they killed this. I forgot her name. They're like, oh, she was my favorite. Everyone says that. So Grace goes into the gaming room where she's not allowed. She's not family. I mean, technically she is now. I mean, who cares? So
she was already there.
Yeah. She grabs a gigantic shotgun and like these gigantic ammo.
Bro, they're like this big. I'm like, god damn.
It's basically the outfit she has on in the poster.
Yeah, I saw it with the bullets, like bullet belt. And I love that. I just love it with the dress and everything. It looks so fucking cool.
I wish it was used more because we get to the kitchen. She's trying to, Alex told her to be ready when he's going to have the door unlocked. He's still trying to figure out how to turn the computers on and stuff in the cameras. And the butler comes in, Stevens. So she's hiding around the counter. She clicks the gun. He kind of hears it.
Yeah, he's like humming the
That's his favorite song.
Yeah, he's like, but then eventually he just starts screaming it, and he's like, oh, da, da. And then he hears the gun clink, and she's kind of just holding it. They're like, oh fuck, and he looks nothing. He kind of looks around, but she's already been moving, and eventually he hears the door unlock, all the lights turn on.
The doors also have a red door or like a red light that they're locked, and then it goes green.
Yeah. And then he looks at it and goes, well, something's happening.
Yeah, so she gets up and she's behind him and she tells him to move. He's not moving. She goes to shoot his ass and they're blank. He's like, oh, we don't have real ammo in this house or something.
They're all for display. You think we're that stupid?
And I'm like, that made me so mad.
I know. I was like, damn,
because she could have just been a badass walking around with a shotgun shooting everybody. But then I guess the ending would have been as epic.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh
yeah. It also would have been so much easier because she had such a crazy ass shotgun.
Yeah,
like, yeah. It would have literally been easy for her.
So she gets into a fight with him and she hits him with a tea kettle that's already hot because he was making tea, and she runs away. And then Alex is fighting the dad on the fucking camera room.
What I love is that he's watching her fight the butler, and he's like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. It's like pee hard. She's a bad bitch.
Yeah. So he fights the dad. He gets the hand over the father, almost kills him, but then Daniel kind of like is talking him down.
You don't want to do that.
I would have done it.
Yeah.
And then the dad bangs his head, and then they do the whole heads and tails thing, and they take Alex away to cough him up.
Well, and then Alex tells Daniel, like, you have to help her. And he goes, I will. And then that's when Alex gets hit in the head, and the dad looks at Daniel and goes, are you in our team or in his?
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, I distracted him, right? So you don't know what Daniel's doing.
You don't know what none of them are thinking.
Yeah,
you don't know what none of them are thinking. But finally, we got to our third maid, and this one's hiding in the dumbwaiter. And so she's like, I don't even know what's going on. Mr. Tony hired me to dance for him. I'm not even a maid. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's a maid in disguise. She's really a stripper.
Yeah, she's a stripper. He's like, hey girl, you want some overtime?
Yeah. And I was like, okay. I mean, Mr. Rich can hire me. I got him too. I'll be a maid for a day. So Grace accidentally clicks the dumbwaiter button because it's automatic and crushes her and kills her.
Just completely kills her.
And I was just like, every fucking maid in this movie died on accident. Not even on purpose. Like,
yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Like, literally everyone died by accident, but I love that the family's like, damn, she is taking us all of us out.
It's
like,
not even all of us. It's just
not her.
It's like the whole thing. Oh, they were just like family. So what's their names? Oh, I don't know. It's that commentary like where rich people say that the maids are like family, but don't even know their fucking last name. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Alice gets handcuffed to the bed. This is when we find out that it was Aunt Helen's husband, the one we saw in the beginning, get murdered.
Yeah.
And Aunt Helen believes that the reason Grace was chosen for hide and seek was because she sees potential in Alex to be the next leader, and I guess he needs to man up to do that. And the way to do that is basically let's kill your wife.
Yeah, well,
because that's what toughened her up.
Yeah, but she did, because she says that she sees a lot of her in Alex.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, honestly, the reason why Alex is rebelling is because he's too afraid to realize that he is supposed to lead us. He's supposed to lead this family from now on, and he doesn't want to do it. Because, he loves her, but he's just afraid of turning evil or whatever. He just doesn't want that.
And also, Aunt Helen mentioned that when he was 5, he claimed that he saw Mr. LaBelle.
He was the only person to see Mr.
that
LaBelle.
ever seen Mr. LaBelle, and the dad doesn't believe him because he was 5 and could have been dreaming.
Yeah.
But we gonna find out that it was most likely true that he did see Mr. LaBelle. So Grace finally finds a way outside. She jumps from the second story down.
Yup.
And this is when Fitch is texting someone like, "Hey, what up, man?" And he's like, "Oh, what's up? Just here, family stuff." And you just see her fall.
Yeah, he's like,
out the window. She makes a run for it into like this barn. And you see that someone's coming behind her, kind of. And it's a little kid, Georgie, coming in, one of the little boys.
It's the little boy that had escaped earlier that didn't go to sleep.
And look, I didn't know a little boy was ready for this family event because she's like, "You need to help me. Your family's gone crazy." And he shoots her hand, and it goes through her hand.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, "Oh, this little boy ready to kill somebody. He don't even know what is the consequences." But she straight up punches the fuck out of this kid, and it was the funniest thing I've seen all day.
It's literally the most satisfying thing because we were all thinking that. We're like, oh, this little motherfucker needs to get punched. And she literally just like soccer punched him.
Yeah.
He flies.
I've accidentally hit a kid. And
accidentally.
It was an accident.
We know what you mean.
No, it was whatever. People need to watch their kids and where they're walking. Because if I'm swinging my hands and I accidentally hit your kid, that's your kid's fault.
Oh my fucking god, she fucking dead.
Yeah, accidentally.
But then Grace, there's like a hatch, and I don't remember how she fell in, but she falls in, and we see that there's all these dead bodies everywhere, and I'm assuming all the dead people that have played hide and seek before.
That's what I think so too, because they dispose bodies afterwards in there,
and we do see the groom's body with the arrows in there with his tuxedo still on,
and he's all just bones. He's just bones.
Yeah,
literally.
It's been a while.
Yeah, so I think she laid on it, and I think she fell. I think that's how she fell. I think so, if I remember correctly.
So she's trying to climb back up with a ladder, which I'm surprised this even had a ladder. I just thought they just dumped them in there and and set it a day.
That's so true. I didn't think about that. Yeah, because like, why would you want a ladder?
Yeah, what if they, come back to life or something?
Yeah, but she has one hand that's injured, and she's holding it.
Yeah, she's climbing with one hand up the ladder,
and she's trying,
and the ladder keeps breaking and breaking off. And then when she gets to the top, the ladder falls off.
And she is holding on like this.
I would have felt my fat ass. I can't hold myself.
I'm like, this bitch got Superman strength because she is holding on and she's slipping. And then the other side, there's a nail.
Yup.
And I said, I already know what's gonna happen.
Yup.
And when she's about to fall, her injured hand right into the fucking nail. It
sounded like it hurt, but at the same time, you already had a hole in there.
Jesus
so I guess
Christ it. Jesus Christ, they went into the hole.
Oh god!
And she held on. The good thing is she don't have to grip because the skin was holding.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. She already had a hole in there, so it didn't hurt as much, I guess.
That bitch still hurted. She did the little scream that she does. She screams in the craziest way.
I love her scream.
Oh, it's great.
I love her scream.
But you can feel her pain. She is such a good actor that like I was like, wow, like I felt it. Because I literally, even though I knew it was coming, oh my god, that shit hurt so much.
And she makes it out and she looks at the kid on the ground. She's like, fuck you little shit.
I love that she has such a resentment towards this whole family. She does not give a fuck.
I love it. She does make it to a fence. Charity sees her, shoots at her, and Charity thinks she's gonna get her ass. But when she shoots, it's just a fucking like arrow gun. And
she thinks it's like a shotgun or something.
And it's not. So she makes it to the fence. She manages to break out. and a car is coming, and she tries to stop the car, and the car's like, "What the fuck? Are you crazy?" and just keeps driving off. And she goes, fuck rich people."
Yeah,
And
she's so angry.
she's so mad.
Oh yeah, and then she gets all cut up because the fence is so tight that like literally it cut her completely, like in her back, right? I think it was.
Yeah, I think it's her back. Her back
yeah.
part. Mm-hmm.
And she is already over it. But like I was saying, just fucking run, bitch. Like literally just fucking run. But instantly we see a car coming, and we know that it's the butler that's looking for her.
Yeah, because he goes out looking for her.
Yeah,
and they call her. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna." He calls the family. He's like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna find her." And this is when Tony's kind of like losing his shit, and Daniel just takes it as a fucking joke, and it's so funny to me.
Yeah.
So then, this is when Daniel and Emily, they go to the barn. To dump the rest of the maids. They find Georgie with a black eye, which is really funny.
He wakes up. He's like, "Mommy."
Mm-hmm. They're talking about if he thinks this is real, if this is really gonna happen, and at dawn.
And Daniel says pretty much like, "Well, if it is true, then we all deserve to die anyways."
Mm-hmm.
But then Emily's like, "Well, my kids don't. Like, they haven't done anything."
Ain't nobody told you to have kids. That sounds like a personal problem, Emily.
Sorry, Emily.
And I'm sorry, but do your kids know you do crack? Are you even fit to be a mother?
The tea is hot with this one. But then immediately the little kid's like, "I don't know. I saw you guys shooting at her, so I decided to help."
This is why you see.
And she's so proud of him.
Yep.
She says, "I'm so happy."
So fuck your kids.
Yeah, sorry. Now he deserves to die, I guess, because he's joining the evil side.
So this is when Steven, he finds Grace. They kind of get into a debacle. She chokes him out, but I guess, and we think she kills him, but I'm just gonna say she should have choked him out a little longer.
Yeah,
just a little longer,
just a little bit.
She tries to leave in the car. She calls for help in that car button that supposed to call the cops for you. And Mr. Justin answers the phone, and she's like, "Justin, I need you to call the police." And he's like, "Ma'am, this car's been reported stolen, so I'm gonna have to just shut it off." Which I didn't know they could do that.
Yeah, he just shuts it off.
Yeah,
that's it.
And she goes, Justin, yes, man, how can I help you? Fuck you.
Yeah, he's like,
okay.
"Go fuck yourself." And his response is so like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
And I love that he's like, "Ma'am, there's no need for profanity." Yeah. And she is like, "Fuck you, Justin."
So
seriously.
fucking done with the night and the family. And the car stops. It's a tense scene because she doesn't know if Steven's gonna come out of nowhere. And then Steven finds her, shoots her with a dart, and knocks her out.
Yep. Rest
So-
in peace. And then she has like a dream sequence here, right?
Yeah, she's having a dream that they escaped with Alex.
And Alex is like, "Oh, we're good. We're safe. We're gonna get you out of here."
But nope.
And he turns around. He has like a mask on.
Yes. Which I was like, that's kind of weird. Are we referencing the 80s?
Yeah, I think so.
But I guess.
They never wear the mask. I thought it was gonna be like a traditional thing.
Yeah, but
We see the mask like because the kids are playing with it.
maybe.
And like Daniel's like, "Oh, take that off." Like he's kind of worried like earlier in the movie, but then they don't wear it at all.
It's fine.
Yeah,
It's okay.
it's not needed.
I feel like if they would have done that, this movie would have been kind of like You're Next.
Oh, you think so?
It's a big rich family in a big house getting, hunting, I guess this time, but
No mask.
similarities.
Yeah.
So this is when she's driving off. Steven calls the family on FaceTime. He's like, "I'm on my way with her. Don't worry about it." They stay on the call for some reason, but he turns up the music super loud.
And he's so proud of himself.
Yeah, he's like,
Dun, dun. And he's screaming and so happy, and the family's just watching him like, "Ah, we
I
good."
don't know why I would have just hung up.
Yeah.
But Grace wakes up and she kicks the fuck out of him like twice.
I love that. Like the family's like, "You need to look behind you, bitch."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Lower the fucking music, you idiot." And she literally kicks him like 3 times on his head.
Yep.
Crashes.
And she's like, "Oh fuck."
This poor girl has been through too much right now.
Mm-hmm. And they crash. I guess this is where Steven dies because we don't see him no more after this. So I'm assuming he dies. She gets out and Daniel comes over and he betrays her here, kind of.
Yeah, he goes, "Oh, you're helping me out, thank you." And then he's like, points a gun at her, and it's like, fuck.
Yep.
Which I think he only did it because we find out that the dad was behind them.
Yes,
so I
believe
think
that too.
I think he only did that because he knew the dad was there.
Because he was like, "Oh, how did you know him?" He's like, "I'm drunk, not blind."
Yeah.
I think this is when we also get the line where the dad's like, "Do you think this is a game?" He's like, "Yeah, it's called hide and seek."
Yep.
which is really funny.
Smart ass, but true.
But I do think that that's probably why, because I feel like now he would have just let her go.
Because he helped her earlier, so it's like, why wouldn't you?
It helps her
want to
later
help?
again.
Yeah, so it's definitely that has to be it.
If not, because the dad would have shot somebody.
Hell yeah.
So while this is happening, Steven is trying to escape from the room. He's fucking handcuffed
Into the bed frame.
Yeah.
And he is like, it's wooden, so he's like trying to like
which I was like,
sawing it.
you can do that?
I mean, I guess like friction over time because metal and wood.
I guess.
Because
but
I
that
guess
would-
it takes hours because
that would have took a while because those bed woods are
hard and it's thick as fuck. Mm-hmm. But I think it's been, we don't know the time. I wish there was like a way that they look at the time like, oh shit, we only have a few hours until like 7.
So when Daniel KZO her and they're taking her back to the house, they have less than an hour.
Yeah.
For dawn. While this is happening, Becky comes to see Alex. She's letting him know like, hey, I do like Grace, but we have to protect our family over anything. So sorry that we have to do this. And then this is when he's like, oh, when I get out of here, if you guys kill her, I'm gonna kill you. Grace wakes up tied up to a table. She's on the gaming table and she's tied up from all her limbs.
Oh, we also have to mention that the mom tells him like, Alex tells the mom, she made me a better person because she is a good person. And if it's between you and her, I'm always going to choose her.
Yeah.
And the mom goes, that's not true. I don't believe that shit. And
It's not.
Then, this comes back later. That's what I'm going to say.
So yeah, she wakes up. They're all doing their chant. They're all wearing these purple cloaks. Yeah, it's thundering and everything. I was like, "Where's Chucky?"
His ass in the corner.
So they all take like a sip of this drink. I guess it's like kind of like when you do the body of Jesus.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah, they're all saying "Hell Satan," and then we find out that they start like when they're about to go stab her to kill her, they start kind of like throwing up, and it's because Daniel poisoned everybody.
Yeah, with hydrochloric acid.
Yeah, so they're just gonna be shitting weird for a few weeks, knock them out for a few minutes.
I thought he killed them. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, but that would have been interesting.
Yeah, once they start throwing up, he starts untying her, and they're like, "What the fuck did you put?" And he goes, "Oh, I don't know, something with a red bottle under this." And they're like, "Fucking hydrochloric acid."
Yep.
They start running away, and she's like, "Well, I can't believe you killed them all." And he's like, "No, I didn't. They'll be fine. They'll forgive me in a week."
Yep. And they'll be shitting weird for a week too. So Charity finds them as they're hiding because they're all kind of still trying to walk around and look for them. Charity does find them. She points the gun at them. Daniel gets in front of Grace. She shoots Daniel because she really don't give a fuck about her husband. She just care about the money. Grace whoops Charity's ass, which was very nice to see.
Oh, it was so satisfying. Like she is such a bad bitch because she dodges a couple bullets and then she like fucking punches her in the fucking face.
Yep. The dad gets to her, but she also whoops the dad's ass.
He's also kind of like throwing up at the same time,
But she still whoops his ass.
But she did.
So we'll take it. They accidentally start a fire. So the house is starting to burn now.
She grabs a lantern and tosses it, and it starts a fire.
This is when Alex finally escapes. He finds Daniel. Daniel's already dead, unfortunately. Dies in front of him.
And the unfortunate thing is that it's like what I got from this is that he looked at Daniel. Daniel died, and I think he's like, I can't believe she did this.
Yes.
Because he just finished saying how good she was.
Yep.
And that she would never be like part of the family.
Also, when he catches her again, she's doing something else.
Yeah.
So that's probably why he believed it even more.
Yeah, she's a little busy doing something.
Because she runs into Becky, and they get into a fight.
Oh, Bad Girls Club.
Yup. And Grace ends up getting the upper hand, and she whoops Becky's ass.
I fucked that bitch up.
Yup. And she doesn't finish there. She takes the box and just starts bashing her head with the box, and it kills her.
And she screamed, "Fuck your whole family,
Yeah,
fuck your family." And she's screaming it, and she turns around, and fucking Alex is just watching her. And this is definitely like, oh fuck, she's evil.
So he walks in, finds her. She's trying to like comfort her, but she's like, don't touch me. And then at a moment she trusts him, then he betrays her.
Well, he like caresses her, and he caresses her with the other hand, and just like you can see his hands like holding on with force.
Yep.
And she's like, "You're fucking hurting me," and he starts snitching on her.
Yep. So the whole family comes in. They find Becky dead on the floor. They're like, "Oh my God, Becky with the good hair."
Not anymore.
Yeah, she did though. So they're trying to do the ritual again, And this is when Alex is gonna do the stabbing and kill her for good. They're holding her down in the dining table. They said, "Fuck the room. We need to do this right now."
Yeah, fuck that. The ghetto version, because they probably only have minutes left.
Yeah, the sun is already coming up.
Yeah.
And when Alex goes to stab her, she grabs the aunt's hand so hard that it hurts her, and she moves, and he stabs her in the shoulder. And Grace gets up from the table, pulls the knife out, and she goes,
Okay, which it's a very great scream.
It is.
It's great, but I do think it's on purpose because I think she's supposed to be a sacrifice, like the goats.
She's also losing her fucking mind.
Yeah, but I think it's because she's supposed to be like a goat sacrifice, so she does like a goat kind of scream. And I was like, what the fuck? But it's so great. It's so satisfying because you can feel her fear.
Yeah.
And like she is like, I'm going to kill all of you motherfuckers. Yeah. But the aunt
Opens
or or the grandma, whatever the fuck
it's
she
the
is.
Aunt Helen.
She opens the curtain and it's too late.
And Finch is like, oh God.
Yeah, they're all like, ah.
And nothing happens. And I was like, you see, you motherfuckers this whole time thought somebody was gonna kill y'all, but y'all are fine. I don't know what the fuck. Y'all did this for nothing. This movie was for nothing.
Yeah, and Helen was like, you know what? The bitch still dies. Let's kill her.
Yeah, I'm still faithful to LaBelle. We still gotta kill her. And as she's running at her with the axe, she blows up.
She literally explodes.
And that's when I was like, oh, this is happening.
Yeah,
the first time I was so surprised.
I literally was just sitting in front of the TV like, what is happening?
And so then everyone starts freaking out, and everyone one by one starts blowing up. The Emily and her kids, they run off screen, but they blow up.
It's like multiple explosions, and you see all the blood just coming back.
Charity's like, please, no, I'm sorry. She blows up. Everyone's basically trying to like apologize, take all what they said back, all they did that. It don't matter. Everybody's blowing up. The last one left is Alex, and
Alex like, look,
and as this is happening, the song is going. The hide and seek
the hide and
seek going,
and it's like there's a timer at the end, and Alex is like, look, I'm fine, like I didn't blow him up. Yeah, you know, I was confused, blah blah blah, and then the song is like 3, 2, 1, and he fucking blows up.
So this is my question, and I don't know if it was just because it was perfect timing. Mm-hmm. So she, towards the end of the song, says, I think I want a divorce, and takes off the ring, and then he blows up. So my thing was, if she would have stayed married to him, do you think LaBelle would have just let them start fresh again and just have killed the rest of the family?
No, I think they were gonna die regardless. I think it was just more like a little quippy line, like you know how you always have to have the final line.
Yeah.
But I think he was gonna die regardless. I think it was just convenient.
It would have been interesting if he would have just kept them.
Yeah, like
if she would have stayed married to him. Mm-hmm.
But we do see that there's like a flame behind the chair that LaBelle is supposed to be sitting at.
Yeah, there's a fireplace, I think.
Yeah, and then it kind of like the flame kind of gets bigger, and you see LaBelle's like silhouette. Yeah, sitting there like looking at her, but like kind of shaking his head.
It looks like he does the little Leonardo DiCaprio meme at her, and then she goes, well, fuck.
Yeah, like she was not expecting that at all.
So the whole thing was true. It was a little paranormal, I guess, in this movie. It was all real to this point, which is really great.
You never know if it's real or not. They're just or delusional. But it's all real. They just fucking blow up at the end.
So the great granddaddy really did a deal with the devil to get rich. So that's what they get. But then she just walks out as the house is burning. Policemen come. There's an officer that asks her, what's going on? Are you okay? You look like shit. And she goes,
she's covered in she's covered in blood, smoking in front of this house covered in fire. Yep. And she just says, what happened to you?
In-laws.
Yep.
I wonder if she's going to get blamed for the murders.
Probably. They're like, what happened in there? Girl, I don't know.
They blew up.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to explain it to you. I didn't do it.
We still need to question you, ma'am. You're literally covered in blood.
My thing is, how would they think that she blew them up? But she was also... well, there was cameras. Well, they might be burned.
Every time you come with a solution, you're like, oh, well.
Who knows what happened to her? I hope she's okay.
I think she has a couple roles coming up, so she's good.
I hope. Oh, yeah. I hope she's okay. I wish Brody would have stayed alive.
Yeah, Daniel. Wait, that's Brody, right?
Adam Brody is Daniel.
But that was pretty much Ready or Not.
Here I come.
It's so great. Honestly, such a good movie, guys. Again, I do not stress enough how much I recommend this.
Yeah. So I do want to, for anyone that was wondering, where's the Bride of Reanimator?
Oh yeah,
She's
that was
coming.
supposed to be
She's
this
coming
week.
next week. She's running a little late. She had a little bit of cold feet, so she didn't know she wanted to get married just
Yeah.
yet. So I kept it in tradition and still did a movie with a bride in it.
Sneak peek.
Yeah,
It's right there.
we have the solution
Next
ready.
week, next week.
She's on her way, so she'll be here next week. But back to Ready or Not.
So yeah, that's pretty much the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic movie. I wanted to ask you a question though. If you could play a board game, card game, anything like that, but the deadly version of it, what game would you pick? Because I have one. If you have to think about it, I can tell you mine.
Yes, I have to think about
Okay, that's fine. So I was thinking Uno, but
Okay.
with like Russian roulette kind of.
it. Oh hell no.
Where you kind of like you have cards in your hand, so you can either reverse it, so I give it back to you, or I skip my turn, so it goes back to this person, or kind of like that. And how many times you have to click the button if you have a draw 4, you have to click it 4 times or some shit like that.
Oh my god, everyone would just die immediately. You only have
It's
like
just-
6.
It's only one bullet. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
So that would be kind of interesting to see.
Shit, now I'm thinking. Okay. If I was athletic enough, I would probably do Mousetrap, but like an actual giant version of
Oh
Mousetrap.
Jesus! Like a Squid Game version of Mousetrap. That would be an interesting one. You know, I've never played Mousetrap.
No, I had it as a kid. I remember playing it, and you have to like build it and shit, and the trap will go down and stuff. It was pretty
That
fun.
seems hard.
Yeah, that one or was it Trouble?
Trouble's the one with the little
Yeah,
in the middle.
Yeah, Trouble.
The little shit. Yeah,
would
that was
play
a
that
fun game. Okay, so a deadly version of that'd be pretty interesting. If you which board game would you want to play a deadly version
yeah.
of?
Honestly, don't do Monopoly because I feel like you would
Hell
just go to
no.
jail.
Yeah.
And you can get,
Or be
shivved
bored
or something.
Or be bored as fuck the whole time.
Yeah.
Be fun.
How would a deadly game of Connect 4 work?
Oh, Connect 4. That's interesting.
Because I used to be good at Connect 4. I could play that, but I just don't know how I would be deadly.
I don't know. I feel like maybe like you tossed something, and if you don't connect 4 in a few turns, then maybe it'll hurt you or something.
What if when you Connect 4, they all turn into a laser and it shoots at your opponent?
Oh, I see. Oh, that could be a good one.
Loading the laser.
That could be a good one. Or Operation, where you have to like operate on someone.
Oh my god.
If not, you die.
Oh god. Operation was hard. I used to always kill that boy.
You
I
always
used to
get
always kill him.
buzzed.
Yep. Buzz. Buzz.
Yeah, it was hard. My shaky hands, like I literally have so bad
I
shaky
fucking
hands.
hate Operation.
Yeah.
What was that one where you have to put it all in the pieces and you had a timer, but they were all shapes.
Yes. I don't know the fucking.
I used to love that game. I used to be like
With the yellow pieces?
Yep.
Or you blow up.
Yeah.
There you go. You have to do it. If not, you blow up.
Yeah.
That's it. That's a good one.
That was a good one too. Daddy of the movie, obviously Samara Weaving.
Yeah, always. Any movie that she's in, always she's gonna be a daddy in the movie.
Honorable mention, Adam Brody.
Yeah, I guess. But the best kill, I think the best kill for me was the one in the dumb waiter.
I was gonna say they all blow up.
Yeah, that's true.
But
The dumb waiter
No,
was
it has
for
to be
mine.
when the aunt chops her head off. for
Oh,
me.
that is a good one.
It's off screen, the chopping the head, but it's just so
It's just
funny.
the timing.
Because she's like trying to speak and the lady keeps gargling and she just like gets tired of it and just chops her head
It is
off.
funny too because it's like this oversized weapon with
Yeah.
this like little viejita. Like,
Yeah.
it's like this skinny viejita looking thing.
And she looks evil.
Because she
literally-
has that eyebrows like that. She drew
literally
them
looks
on.
like is it Uzma from the Emperor's New Groove?
I don't know.
Well,
I
I forgot
fucking
her
know.
name, but that's what she literally looks like her.
Yeah, she has them draw on eyebrows where she kind of dips and then turns to the
And
side.
then her hair's all like spiky back like this, and she is white. Like she looked like creepy.
Yeah, but she's great. That was a
Mm-hmm.
good one. I think the dumbwaiter one, I liked it because she goes from, you have to help me, to she's over here. And then when she's about to die, she's like, okay, bitch, you gotta help me. It's like, nah, bitch, you snitched on me.
Yeah, you snitch ass bitch.
Like, no, fuck that. But yeah, then Farraquel. Do you have one? I don't think I think mine was the.
No, I don't have one. There's a lot of fucks in this movie.
Yeah, that is true. There is a lot of fucks.
Yeah.
I do like that the dad, one scene that he goes, "Oh, we're so fucking fucked" or something like that. Like, it just comes so out of nowhere.
I guess the one I remember always is the what do you think we're playing a game? And Daniel goes, yeah, it's hide and seek.
Yeah, he's like smart ass. Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it,
That's
right?
it,
Oh,
everyone.
our reviews.
Oh yeah.
So, like we do with every movie, we like to go to Letterboxd or whatever, and then just find a good review or a bad one, and a bad one, I should say, and then just read it.
So my 5-star review goes as this. Good for her, but personally, I would have sacrificed myself for Adam Brody without even thinking about it.
Okay, I mean, I get it.
Be on my knees and everything.
And okay, so my good review, my 5-star is absolutely no slander against this movie allowed. Watching this with my boyfriend and we both scream at the nail scene gets me every time, I swear. Which is so true. I literally screamed because I felt that
Yeah,
shit.
I get it. Oh, I hate nails. My number one. Yeah, rich people be like that sometimes. 1 star.
It's so true though. It's like you go in thinking like, oh, being rich must be so nice, and then it's like these motherfuckers doing the most.
They're the worst.
Doing the most. My 1 star says I was ready, but the movie said no. Or I'm sorry, not. I was ready, but the movie said not.
I hate people.
Yeah, it's so dumb. But that is pretty much our reviews that we found on Letterboxd. Let us know what you think about the movie.
Yeah.
Also, which deadly version of a game would you play? Comment it down below. And always check our social medias at Horror Daddies on everything.
Yep, and make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
Please, please, please.
And remember,
ready or not, here I come.
You can't hide. I'm gonna find you in your
Horror Daddies.
dreams. Wow.